You know, as soon as the phrase is out of your mouth, it was a mistake. You can look on the faces around you just to see how badly you screwed up. It's time to swallow your pride and tell everyone you're sorry. Hi there, I'm Dr. Megan Connell, and this is Psychology at the Table. In this episode, we're going to be talking about what to do when you make a mistake, how to apologize. Now look, we all make mistakes. We have the best of intentions, we do research, we do session zero, we talk to our players, we educate ourselves, and yet we still can make mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've done things at tables where I've inadvertently hurt my players. We all do this. It's knowing how to move through it and move beyond it that's important. And that's what this video is all about. Now look, for me, when I make a mistake, when I goof on something, all I really want to do is crawl into a hole and pretend that it never happened and hope that the world forgets it happened. While that would be nice if it could happen in reality, it doesn't. And it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't make us grow as a person. It doesn't help us. Growing is uncomfortable. Apologizing and telling somebody we did wrong is hard. And that means it's important to do. And so this video is designed to help you as a GM and as a player learn how to apologize, own up to your actions, and move through it and beyond it. So look, why even apologize? Why can't we just say, look, I'm sorry, let's move on, and move on from it without having a talk around it? Well, a few reasons. One, that dismisses and again minimizes that behavior and kind of goes into that I'm hiding in a hole thing. It also doesn't show how we're going to grow beyond that. If we don't actually understand the problem, if we don't acknowledge fully what we did and say, here's the things I'm doing to correct my behavior, it's really hard for our players to know if that's not going to happen again and how we're going to address it. So we know that we need to apologize, but how do we go about doing that? Well, the first thing is you need to understand what you did wrong. I know this sounds obvious, but sometimes you say something and people have a reaction that blows your mind. You don't understand why they are reacting the way they are. If that's happened to you, sit down with a player or players and just ask them openly with curiosity about what's going on. Say something to the extent of, I noticed when that NPC did this thing, you guys seemed to get really upset, and I was actually pretty surprised by your reactions. Can you help me understand what was going on for you there? You want to be open and curious rather than judgmental, going, what's up with you guys? Why the heck did you react so strongly to that? That's going to put them on defensive and not have a good open conversation. Once you understand the issue, you're ready to apologize. You want to think about what you did wrong and how you're going to amend your behavior. If you don't understand how to amend your behavior or what action steps you can take, that's okay. That can actually be part of your apology. A good apology is going to have 4 parts to it. The first part is stating your regret. The second part is acknowledging the thing you did wrong, noting that you're going to be changing your behavior, and then finally asking if there's anything that you can do to make amends to the person. So, for example, let's say we had an NPC call a character Shorty and that got them really angry. A good apology would be something along the lines of, I'm sorry I had that NPC call you Shorty. I won't be using phrasing like that again in this game. Is there anything I can do to make this up to you, or is there anything you would like me to know so that I don't do something like this again in the future? Quick, simple, and to the point. So when we're saying sorry, there's a few things we want to avoid. Don't blame the other person. You don't want to say things such as, I'm sorry you were offended. That implies that the problem was with the other person, not you. You're saying, I didn't do anything wrong, you're being overly sensitive. That's not an apology. Rather, say something to the extent of, I'm sorry I offended you, that wasn't my intent. Also, don't dismiss or minimize your actions. Don't say, well, gosh, yeah, I might have said that, but it's not like I called you this worse thing, or it's not like I actually stabbed you. Someone was hurt, and minimizing their feelings isn't going to help the situation at all. It sucks to know that you hurt one of your friends and having to own up to that and move through it, but when you can do so, you guys grow closer and your gaming group can move on through that. Another thing is don't dismiss your behaviors by giving excuses of like, I was really tired or I was extraordinarily burnt out, I just wasn't thinking. Those might be contributing factors, but they don't have a place in the actual apology. Maybe in the discussion afterwards about things you're going to do, you might say as your action step, I don't think very clearly when I'm tired, and so I'm going to stop DMing when I'm tired. I might have to cancel more games as a result. I think that's better, though, than accidentally offending you guys or hurting you. When we work on these things and we understand this, then we can come together as a gaming group. It's very difficult to do this, but it's part of how we grow and become better humans. I'm going to put a link down in the doobly-doo to a great video that Hank Green did for the Vlogbrothers on how to apologize. He's got some other good pointers in it. It's a really kind of fun, energetic video. I think if you need to make an apology, I would definitely encourage you to check it out. I hope that this was helpful for anybody. If you have more questions or feedback, please leave comments below. And as always, let's make space at the table for everyone.